Welcome back, technicians. Time for another installment of our Do-It-Yourself series, featuring the SQ5. Alright, technicians, today we're going to tackle that pesky transmission, the ZF8 HP. Now, what they don't want you to know is that you can service this. If you ask Audi, they tell you, no. But per ZF standards, it does get done once every 80,000 miles in this car. So let's get into it. Armed with our trusty DeWalt impact driver and our T25 socket, let's go ahead and remove the splash tray to start.
Hey guys, it's your boy Audi Tech 420.
Quick tip, all you Audi DIYers, make sure you check that fill plug first. It'd be a shame to let all your fluid out and have no way to get it back in. Right now I'm taking this M12 triple square to remove the transmission subframe to access the bolts in the pan.
Aren't you tired of dealers marking up prices of transmission fluid changes?
Yep.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
For 12mm nuts, attach the transmission mount to the subframe. Those will need to come up. I wonder if I'm going to have to disconnect the exhaust and pull it to the side.
Oh no.
I think I'm going to have to.
What is this, Italian?
You got a 14mm wrench over there? So, right now I'm having to remove the passenger side downpipe to access the last bolt on the transmission subframe. Now you can see we have a clear access to all the transmission pan bolts. Except for this one. We're going to have to remove the engine mount now.
Really? So what are those bolts that you're taking off there?
These are 3 more M12 bolts that hold the transmission mount to the bottom of the transmission. And I'm covering up 1, maybe 2 of the transmission pan bolts, so that's why I have to remove this. Before we drain this, we're going to check and make sure that the fill plug opens, because you don't want to drain it out without being able to fill it back up. And there we go, a little bit of it's going to drain out. It's most likely due to the temperature. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start to close this one back up and drain it from the bottom instead. Or I'm going to do that.
Oh. Here she comes.
Here she comes. Didn't mean to do that.
Liquid gold. I want the gold.
I'm gonna run a backhoe and uproot that tree. I want to know where the gold at. I want the gold.
So Taylor, what are you doing?
I'm removing this small brace under here by means of a couple 19mm bolts and then 2 M14s up here. We drop the back down first to ensure that the fluid drains out that way, instead of all over my f***ing face.
I was just about to ask if we have to do RTV gasket or what.
No RTV on this. It's not a Nissan. Yeah, no, it just has a replaceable metal gasket with a rubber lining. And then we get a new filter and all new bolts. This is our filter on the bottom of the transmission. I believe this just kind of wiggles off. Ooh, let's see our filter material in there. And then on the bottom, this has done a good job of collecting any kind of clutch material. That'll all be metal. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this and put the new gasket on, lift this pan back up.
You normally dump those into the grass or rose bushes?
Well, we're not in a coastal town. Normally I throw all my used car products into the ocean. But yeah, today we're gonna be dumping in the neighbor's yard. All right, so we got our new filter here. We're gonna go ahead and pop it up and make sure that the long part of it is facing to the back. And this should just be an easy press fit in here. There we go, that's in. And now we can go ahead and get our new gasket and bolt up the transmission pan.
What happened to 80s, man? Is he coming back?
We'll be right back.
As a reminder, what are all these bolts? 80s mainly?
They're torqued to 10 Newton meters. Alright technicians, it's time to get this car up in the air and get it level, side to side and front to back before we fill this up. This is important as we want to make sure the level is as accurate as possible. By utilizing our Rostec VCDS scan tool, we're going to be able to access the parameters of the transmission and make sure it's up to temp for this first fill. Oh, I don't have my key on me.
You want me to get it?
This Texas heat like never gives up.
Sounds a little stonky.
And white foods.
Alright technicians, using our VCDS scan tool, we're going to monitor the temperatures until they're between 40 and 50 degrees Celsius. Then, putting the vehicle into reverse, neutral, and then drive, we're going to cycle through all the gears and make sure those solenoids actuate. It's important to have the wheels off the ground at this point, or you won't be able to cycle through the gears. Alright folks, we're just bolting up this transmission subframe now that we got both our initial and our secondary fill done on this transmission pan. The first one was done about 3 quarts, started spilling out, so we let it get up to temp, around 40 to 50 C through VCDS, and then we added another quart, so right about 4 before it started spilling out. Let's go ahead and bolt this thing back together. Installation of the parts is the reverse of the removal, so we'll wrap it up here. See you in just a second, technicians. Alright technicians, I hope you found this video helpful. Next time the dealerships try to upcharge you, don't be afraid to take care of the job yourself. All parts used in the video will be listed down below in the description. As always, thank you for subscribing, and hope to see you next time. Happy wrenching!